Okay, so this video we're now looking at drawing some nets of some 3D shapes onto grid paper. So if you've got some grid paper, it doesn't have to be 1 centimeter being one square, but if you have got that, even better. But it says using the grid paper provided, draw an accurate net of these solids. So I want to draw this cuboid and this triangular prism onto each of my grid papers. Now, this is quite a difficult topic to visualize, particularly if, like me, if your spatial awareness perhaps isn't the best. This can be quite tricky because you've got to visualize how it's going to unfold, and it just comes with a bit of practice. But hopefully we can break it down on this video. Anyway, with the first one, just to make things a little bit easier for you guys and for myself, I'm going to just put some lines in for this cuboid just so we can see a bit more clearly all of the faces of the cuboid. So you can see now, right, you've got all of these different faces here. I'm going to begin actually by drawing. I'm going to shade it in. I'm going to call this sort of section 1. I'm going to just shade it in so you can see what I'm referring to. So this bottom sort of face of the cuboid, there we go. You can see it is 4 across and up by 3. So down here, bam, there you go. Across by 4, up by 3, because you've got literally 1, 2, 3, 4 squares along, up by 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's portion 1 of the cuboid. Now you've then got the two side parts of the cuboid. So you've got one here and one over here. And the height of it is going to be 3 and it's going to be 2 going across. As you're going to see in a second, I'm going to go to do this in green. So let's go and call this part 2 and let's go and call this part 3 of my cuboid. So the two sides of it. Let's go and add those in. Bam, bam. So you can see, right, it's got a height of 3, which is the same height because this side here is really this side here. Okay, so the height of it is 3 and it's across by 2. Okay, and the same thing over here. So this part over here is, this part here has got a height of 3, and we're going sort of across by 2. So these are parts 2 and parts 3 of that. You've then got the front of the cuboid and the back of the cuboid, which we're going to go and do in yellow and say, well, the front face we're going to go and call, so the front face is going to be called portion 4. And the back face, we're going to go call it portion 5. And it gets quite tricky to sort of, because it gets a bit mixed up. But anyway, we're going to go and add those in. And you can see, right, they are 4 across. So like the front face, it's hard to see with my pen because it's so yellow. Right, but over here, you're going 4 across. And then it's got a height of 2. Hence, you've got 4 across, up by 2. And I've called these parts 3. Sorry, 4 and 5, haven't I? So part 4 and then part 5. Now you've got the missing top face, which I've done in red, so let's go and keep it in red. So let's do the top face, which is going to be face number 6 up here, which must be the same as 1, okay, because it's the top and bottom are the same, so it's going to add that in. It's got to be 4 across, and it's got to be up by 3, and that was number 6 of the cuboid. Now it's actually quite a tricky one to teach this because it's quite difficult to visualize, and it's quite messy on the screen. But with a bit of practice, you will begin to recognize what is going on here. But importantly, the dimensions are to scale because, for example, if we look at number 6 face, you can see, right, it's going 4 across, which is this part here. And it's going to have this part here, which is the same as this, which is 3. So the dimensions match what is on the shape. Okay. Now this one, we've got a triangular prism. And let's begin by drawing, I think, probably the base of it. So let's go and call this bottom rectangle number 1. So we're going to be looking at the bottom rectangle of this triangular prism, which is going 6 across and up by 4. So you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across and up by 4. There we go. Now this one, you've got the two triangular parts of the prism, identical ends. I'm going to go and do those parts in green and call them faces number 2 and face number 3 over here. Now if we look at this part of it, that's going to be going 4 up, which is just already there. That's this part here. And then it's going to be going across by 3. So there we go. So you've got across by 3, and then you've got the triangle part there, and the same thing over here. So you've got parts 2, and you've got parts 3 over here to scale. And of course, I forgot to put in part number 1 going in there. Now, you've still got some more faces. You've got... let's do this in a different color. Let's go for this one. You've got the back face, so let's go and call that number 4, and you've got the big rectangular slab on the front, and let's go and call that number 5. So you've got the kind of the slab bit here. So if we're going to add this one in, we can see this is going 3 across and 6. So which one's that going to be? It's going to be number 4 because that's going 3 is here. It's got a height of 3, which is this part here. And then you're going across by 6, which is this part down here. And that we've done that in that kind of orangey colour. That was number face 4. And then you've got the big purple, the slab at the front. And what I mean by that is we're looking at this part over here. So bam, 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 and then this. Okay. And so I just make it really clear, number 4 was this part. It looks really messy because it's just the way it is a bit with this topic. But number 4 was this part. So this to here, and then to here. But the purple one, you can see, it's 6 across, and then it's got this up by 5. So that's going to be going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And let's do it in purple. So let's go and call that number 5. And there we go. And it is to scale because, for example, number 5, you can see, well, this portion of it is going, it's got a 5 and across by 6. There we go. And if you were to fold all of these parts up together, okay, you would get a triangular prism. Now, I think this is quite a difficult topic because it can be quite difficult to visualize, but hopefully that was a little bit useful. Of course, you can comment anything you need to in the comments down below. Thank you for watching.